Welcome to Iconil 2026 Spring Conference. Welcome, everyone. I would like to invite dear Prof. Disir Luis Nizigiyama from Burundi University. Dear Disir, are you
Yes,
there?
yes, I hear. Yes, I hear you.
Okay. Okay. Dear Disir, go on, please. Your microphone is on you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Let me share the screen.
No, it's not screen. Yeah. Now screen is ready. Yes, we can.
Okay,
Go on, please.
thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Professor Desire Louis Nizigimana from University of Burundi, the Faculty of Justice, Political Science, and International Relations. Today, I am going to share my work in progress on social justice and how it may be implemented within a political society. And as you see, my title is Social Justice and Capability Building, the normative ground of social criticism. Just some of my basic assumptions of my ideas I'm going to share with you is that justice is one of the concerns of political societies and individuals as well. And there are various philosophical contributions in the domain of social and political investigation. And particularly, I am interested in ideas which have been developed by two scholars, John Rawls, an American scholar, and also Amartya Sen, an Indian American scholar as well. And the main challenge and the issue that I'm concerned with is that there is no metric which is known so far for evaluating the level of justice in a given political society, so that we may reasonably say actually the level of justice is good in society, or just to have an empirical analysis of how justice is within a given political society. And ordinary cases of social injustice are usually taken as external indicators of shortcomings in the existing scheme of distributive justice in various societies. Then in my aim, I depart from Rawls' institutional-based theory of social justice, and I try to defend the two arguments that human well-being and the capability building may be seen as empirical and the justifying basis of institutional distributive performance, and that a society's commitment to social justice can be noticed by actually evaluating how the basic social structure is designed to meet actually the ideals of justice. And I make some critical look towards proposed methodology of reflective equilibrium as a proposed way of practical insight for promoting justice in non-ideal conditions. So I started looking at Rawls' perspective of social justice. For him, social justice is essentially associated with how institutions are organized and the scheme of distributing primary social good, basically income, basic right, the social basis of self-respect, etc. And the primary subject of justice for Rawls are just the political institutions. And the primary subject of justice for Rawls are political institutions, and the political institutions shape the expectations and opportunities for the members of the society. And why actually political society constitute the socio-political context in which people's association and transaction take place. Actually, this, in his view, they are the main justification that actually, we should care about how political institutions are organized to meet actually the ideals of justice. And then social justice and basic social structure. For roles, the location of justice in the basic social structure. And the basic social structure is the way major social institutions fit together into one system, and how they assign fundamental rights and duties, shape the division of advantages that rise through social cooperation. And then a public system of rules defining the scheme of activities that lead men to act together as to produce a greater sum of benefits, and assign to each certain recognized claim share in the proceed. And then the basic social structure constitutes a political society's scheme of distributive justice. This actually is the main idea of roles. And for him, social justice is essentially linked with the level of fairness which should characterize any distributive scheme of primary social goods. The fundamental basic social structure of a political society influences people's livelihood, goals, attitude, relationships, etc. And that's is one of his argument of actually prioritizing how we build social institutions to meet actually the ideas of justice. And actually, also have provided two principles of justice. The first principle is that each person has equal right to a full adequate scheme of equal basic liberties, which is compatible with a similar scheme of liberty for all. This he calls is the principle of equal liberty. These are actually in his liberal theory of justice. And social, the second one is social and economic inequalities testifies the two conditions. Must satisfy two conditions. The first one is that they must be attached to offices in the position open to all under condition of fair equality of opportunities. And they must be to the greatest benefit of the least advantaged members of the society. This is his difference principle. So in two aspects actually at the core theory of justice according to law, the general conception of justice and the special conception of justice. And social justice demand a maximum moral standard, actually, which defines how political institutions should operate and how actually political institutions should be organized. And at the end of justice, according to laws, justice is essentially linked with the level of fairness, which characterize a given scheme of the primary good. Justice is not an end itself, but it is meant to bring about some important benefits for people. The main social benefits, actually, which we may see in non-ideal conditions, is basically for people's well-being and also the development of capabilities or the development of people's abilities. And then justice, when we try now to analyze justice and the sum of possible empirical indicators, we find natural distributive justice. Justice and injustice are essentially the characteristic of political affairs, which prevail after the distribution of relevant social goods. And to ask whether a state of affairs is just or unjust is simply to seek for justification for a situation which some individuals may be suffering burdens, while others may be actually enjoying benefits. And then the empirical indicators of justice, that there is no ideal just society. This is a fact. And actually some indicators can help to appreciate institutional distributive performance. And that this may be considered like an empirical example. People's averagely high level of well-being, which may be empirically evaluated using the happiness index, as one of the key indicator. And also we may consider people's development of capabilities or capacities. And actually this idea of capabilities or capacities is from Amartya Sen approach to justice, which is a capability-based approach to justice. And what does Sen says about his capability approach and how actually can be related to Rawls' theory of justice? According the key assumption for Amartya Sen is people's well-being and their development of capabilities are largely the outcome of the distributive justice. And then the capabilities approach is a normative theory, which tries to conceptualize the phenomenon of well-being by looking at human functionings and capabilities. And the Senate defines here functionings as the doings and the beings of people, or otherwise they are achieved statuses of individuals' existence. As a way of giving some examples, like being well educated is functioning, being well nourished is the functioning, and being well housed can be seen as a functioning as well. And the capabilities are individuals' freedom actually to achieve those functionings. Those are real opportunities which are open for people to do activities and to be the kind of persons they reason to value. So when we generally look at justice in terms of well-being or capabilities, we found that actually there is evidence that justice is an important tool which creates opportunities and increases the chances for people to access a very high level of well-being and actually contribute as well to the development of capabilities. And the social justice allows the creation of adequate socio-political environment in which individuals are given open opportunities to do activities and to be the kind of persons they reach vulnerable. So the creation of opportunities then comes through the distribution of primary social goods, basic rights, basic freedoms, income, wealth, and as well the social basis of self-respect according to laws. Fairness then and the justice in the distribution of primary good then should be actually regarded as a part of political obligation of the state if a state is to take the ideas of justice seriously. And the people's high average of well-being and actually their development of capabilities that it becomes an external indicator of institutional distributive performance. And actually this idea brings about some normative implications. That social justice is an important tool for pursuing people's well-being. And if it contributes as well to the development of their capabilities. That the social justice should be the foundation for institutional arrangement of political societies, which will allow maximizing, this will require to maximize, to minimize actually, I'm sorry, to minimize people's privation of freedom. This the privation of freedom undermines the context in which actually justice may be promoted and may be prevailed. And this another idea is that securing the common good is a part of central obligation of the state. Actually, the state has the key actor for the political organization of the society, and actually the key actor would need distributing basic rights, liberties, and other produce the good in the society. It is the key actor for promoting social justice within a political society and by building a reasonably just basic structure for the society. Yeah, then come now to Rawls' methodology. The methodology he proposed a common practical insight for institutionalizing justice. And it is the methodology of more critical to Rawls. He proposed the reflective equilibrium as a methodology for promoting justice in non-ideal conditions. And This methodology is a form of rational deliberation, which is used to adjust morally and non-morally held belief, judgment, and the rules. And the method proceeds by testing for coherence and the consistency among the different held belief principles, and allows the revision of those which are challenged for their coherence and the consistency. But for Rawls, the methodology may be modeled by his proposed veil of ignorance that actually for people to be able to understand what justice requires, we may have a hypothetical situation in which actually they may deliberate under the veil of ignorance. They don't know what they will end up with after the disputing the social good, the primary good of the society. And then people may then be inclined to accept actually the scheme of justice, which may be fair to everyone. So I have some criticism towards the methodology. The meaning of coherence which he put forward is quite vague and procedurally misleading. And the concept of coherence actually relates to a system whose element stand in mutual relation of consistency, non-contradiction, and interdependence as well, giving support to each other. For instance, a belief A coheres with a set of other beliefs if it can be inferred from them, and when A survives comparison with those beliefs through reflective equilibrium. Yet it may not be necessarily clear what would justify acceptance of A in comparison of other equally coherent beliefs. For instance, B and C are two beliefs, and the coherence may be achieved by revising any of these two beliefs. That choosing which belief to revise, which coherence is justified, may actually remain very unclear. And then this methodology gives too much credit to human irrationality, and we know actually human irrationality does not necessarily bring people to consensus. People may still disagree while actually maximizing their rationality in the deliberation. Then actually rules, the maximum rule of laws keep us in a situation of uncertainty, and a solution to problems of justice it may remain actually a challenge to achieve, particularly in non-ideal conditions. And that refers to the worst possible outcome of alternative cases. We may lead to overlook some highest possible outcome. The maximum rule then allows certain forms of injustice to prevail. It is possible for justice to prevail by actually applying his maximum principle. And it may as well work as a limitation to freedom to acquire wealth, and less than also the stability of political institutions and their potential commitment to principles of justice. But despite these few critiques to Rawls, the initial choice situation may actually help to avoid biases if it actually can be applied in non-ideal conditions. And though hypothetical, this way of Nilos, the proposed choice situation may exemplify the level of moral commitment which the pursuit of justice may require. And then the methodology may offer as well an important practical insight for social justice. And as a way to conclude then my discussion and analysis, there is no ideal justice society, but a reasonable level of social justice is possible and in political society. And the process of social justice does not necessarily aim at establishing a perfectly just political institutions, but simply to achieve a reasonable level of justice in society. This can be achieved. And an appreciation of the level of justice in a given political society can be possible, actually, by analyzing how the basic social structure is arranged and how to promote a fair distribution of primary social goods which are produced within the political society. The empirical result of a relatively successful institutional performance in a distribution of primary goods may be looked at in the average of level of people's well-being, and actually the development of capabilities also may be a good indicator. And here we may look at the high, the externalized level of happiness index. Even though this is not a perfect indicator, but it may give us some insight, some relevant insight. Then, in my view, then I still believe that social justice is the main common good that actually political institutions should strive to achieve. I thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Gisire, for valuable information about your paper. Okay. Now, questions time. Do you have any question? Dear Mohammed and dear Flora, welcome, Flora. Okay,
Hello,
I have.
everybody.
Okay, hello, dear Flora. Sorry, dear Prof. Desira, I have a short question.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yes, you hear.
Okay. Dear Prof, which is more important for justice, well-being or capabilities? Okay. Which is more important for justice, well-being or capabilities? Please explain a short, a few sentences.
Why justice is important?
Yeah, which is more important for justice, especially roles to social justice?
Yeah. What is important for roles for justice is that actually a political society need to be fair in the distribution of the good which are produced in the society, and this fairness actually put everyone on an equal level of accessing the opportunities that are distributed in the society, and it is very important for the promotion of people's well-being within that society. And this is very important.
Okay, thank you very much, dear Prof. Talking about the roles, social justice. Thank you again. Okay.
Thank
Dear
you
Mohammed,
too.
are you there? Can you hear me? Dear Prof. Mohammed Koshik. Are you there? Dear Flora, are you
Hello.
there? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello,
yes, I
welcome
hear
again.
you. Hello, how are you? How are
Thank
you
you
all?
very much.
Sorry,
And you?
I am in a difficult situation, so
I got it. That's not problem.
can't be online.
Hey,
And
Flora. Dear Mohammed, can you hear me?
We are really sorry. We had a difference.
Okay. If you are ready, we'll go on.
Yes, we can hear very well.
Okay. I would like to invite dear Prof. Mohammed, Prof. Dr. Mohammed Kosik, and dear Dr. Edin Alik from Bosnia and Herzegovina. If you are ready, we'll go on.
Yes, we are ready. We can go on. Yes.
Okay, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ok, poštovani predsjedavajući, profesore Mustafa, poštovane kolege i kolegice. Moje ime je profesor dr. Mohamed Ćosić i zajedno sa profesorom Edinom Alićom, studentom na doktorskom studiju na našem fakultetu, danas ćemo predstaviti rad pod naslovom Oblikovanje budućnosti vještačke inteligencije u Europi, upravljanje, inovacije i digitalno povjerenje. Cilj našeg istraživanja bio je analizirati kako Europa može razvijati umjetnu inteligenciju uz očuvanje svojih temeljnih vrijednosti, ali i ostati konkurentna u globalnom okruženju. Da bismo odgovorili na to pitanje, najprije ćemo pogledati osnovni problem u nastavku, a evo vidjet ćete kako ćemo to organizovati uz simultano prevođenje našeg Edina Alića.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Edin Alić, and today on behalf of Professor Dr. Mohamed Ćosić, I will translate this presentation. I'm also co-author on this paper. At the beginning, we would like to express our gratitude and sincere gratitude to the organizers for the opportunity to present the results of our research. Artificial intelligence is no longer only the technological issue. It has become a matter of governance, trust, and global competitiveness. We are presenting the paper entitled Shaping the Future of Artificial Intelligence in Europe, Governance, Innovation, and Digital Trust. The aim of this paper was to analyze how Europe can develop artificial intelligence, preserve its fundamental values, and at the same time remain competitive in the global environment. Now we will move to the next slide.
Thank you, Edin. Dakle, Europa raspolaže kvalitetnim univerzitetima, istraživačkim centrima i stručnjacima iz oblasti vještačke inteligencije. Međutim, najveće AI kompanije i najuspješnija rješenja uglavnom dolaze iz SAD-a, iz Kine. Dakle, problem nije nedostatak znanja, nego sporije pretvaranje istraživanja u uspješne proizvode. Zbog toga predstavljamo i postavljamo ključno pitanje kako uskladiti odgovornu regulaciju za potrebom za brzim inovacijama. Naše istraživanje pokazuje da Europa ne treba birati između ta dva cilja, nego pronaći način da ih uspješno poveže.
Europe has a high quality universities, research centers, and experts in the field of AI. However, the largest AI companies and the most successful AI solutions mainly come from the United States and China. Therefore, the main problem is not lack of the knowledge, but the slower transformation of research results into the market successful products. The key questions of our presentation is how can responsible regulation be aligned with the need for the rapid innovation?
Thank you. Idemo dalje. Dakle, cilj našeg rada nije bio analizirati tehničke aspekte umjetne inteligencije. Mi smo se fokusirali na regulatorni okvir investicione politike i institucionalne faktore koji utiču na razvoj AI rješenja u Europi. Koristili smo kvalitativni pristup, analizirali evropske strateške dokumente i uporedili evropski model sa modelima SAD-a i sa modelima iz Kine. Na taj način pokušali smo objasniti zbog čega Europa sporije prelazi iz istraživanja u tržišnu primjenu. Prije nego što govorimo o iznosima, važno je istaći i neke prednosti o kojima ćemo govoriti u nastavku.
The aim of this paper was not to analyze the technical aspects of AI. The focus was on regulation, investment policies, and institutional factors that influence the development of AI in Europe. We use a quality approach, analyzed the European strategic documents, and compared the European model with the American and Chinese models. In this way, we try to explain why Europe moves more slowly from research to the market application.
Hvala. Dakle, Europa danas ima snažnu istraživačku infrastrukturu, naravno ima i kvalitetne univerzitete i posljedično i veliki broj stručnjaka iz oblasti vještačke inteligencije. Posebna vrijednost europskog pristupa jeste naglasak na etici, naglasak na transparentnosti i zaštiti osnovnih prava građana. Upravo zbog toga Europa uživa visok nivo digitalnog povjerenja. Međutim, kvalitet izraživanja sam po sebi nije dovoljan. Dakle, da bi Europa bila globalno konkurentna, potrebno je mnogo brže pretvarati naučne rezultate u inovacije koje će pronaći svoje mjesto na ovom današnjem zahtjevnom tržištu.
Europe has a strong research infrastructure, high quality universities, and a large number of experts in this field. Its particular advantage is the emphasis on ethics, transparency, and the protection of the fundamental rights. For this reason, the European approach enjoys a high level of digital trust. However, high quality research alone is not enough. Scientific results need to be transformed more quickly into the concrete innovation on the market.
Thank you. Naše istraživanje pokazuje da glavni izazov nije nedostatak znanja. U stvari on je organizacija od glavnih problema, zatim spori pristup rizičnom kapitalu između univerziteta i privrede usporavaju razvoj AI rješenja. Posljednjih, odnosno zbog toga, mnoge inovacije nastale u Europi ostvaruju svoj puni potencijal izvan europskog prostora. Evropskog, američkog i kineskog razvoja vještačke inteligencije.
Europe's main challenge is not the lack of the knowledge, but the organization of its innovation system itself. A fragmented market, a slower access to the capital, and the weaker knowledge transfer between universities and industry slow down the development of AI solutions. As a result, many European innovations achieve their full potential outside Europe. This leads us to the comparison of the European, American, and Chinese models of artificial intelligence development.
Hvala. U nastavku ćemo prikazati, odnosno porediti 3 dominantna modela razvoja vještačke inteligencije, evropskog, američkog i kineskog. I cilj nije pokazati koji je model bolji, a u stvari cilj nam je razumjeti zbog čega ostvaruju različite rezultate, a u osnovi radi se o tome da Europa stavlja naglasak na etiku, zaštitu prava i izgradnju povjerenja, dok Sjedinjene Američke Države se oslanjaju na tržište, privatne investicije i brzo eksperimentisanje. S druge strane, Kina primjenjuje model u kojem država ima ključnu ulogu u planiranju i financiranju razvoja umjetne inteligencije. Ako pogledamo tabelu, posebno bih izdvojio 3 elementa: brzinu eksperimentisanja, investicione modele i mogućnost skaliranja AI rješenja. Upravo te razlike određuju koliko brzo jedna inovacija postaje globalno konkurentan proizvod. I naš zaključak nije da Europa treba mijenjati svoje vrijednosti, već da treba pronaći efikasnije mehanizme koje će ubrzati razvoj i primjenu inovacija. To nas dovodi do pitanja zašto je upravo brzina postala jedan od najvažnijih faktora konkurentnosti danas.
This slide presents the 3 dominant models of artificial intelligence: the European, American, and Chinese models. Europe emphasizes ethics, citizens' rights, and trust. The United States relies on the market, private investment, and rapid experimentation. China applies a model of strong state coordination, planning, and financing. The key differences are especially visible in speed of experimentation, investment models, and the ability to scale AI solutions. The conclusion is not that Europe should abandon its values, but that it needs to find more efficient mechanisms for the faster innovation development.
Idemo dalje. Brzo ćemo naravno završiti. Sada ćemo govoriti o tome da u savremenom AI okruženju brzina postaje jednako važna kao i kvalitet tehnologije. Nije dovoljno razviti dobar algoritam. Potrebno ga je brzo testirati, prilagoditi i primijeniti u stvarnom životu. Regije koje brže eksperimentišu, brže uče i lakše ostvaruju tržišnu prednost. Zbog toga naglašavamo važnost pilot projekata, regulatornih sandbox okruženja i kontinuiranog razvoja novih AI rješenja. Takav pristup omogućava razvoj inovacija uz istovremeno upravljanje rizicima. Međutim, brzina razvoja mora biti usklađena odgovarajućom regulacijom.
In the modern AI environment, the speed is becoming just important as the quality of technology itself. It is not enough to develop a good algorithm. It must be quickly tested, adapted, and applied in a real environment. Regions that experiment faster and also learn faster gain market advantage more easily. That's why pilot projects, regulatory sandboxes, and continuous testing of the AI solutions are very important.
Evropska regulacija ima važnu ulogu jer štiti građane i jača povjerenje u AI sisteme. To predstavlja jednu od najvećih prednosti evropskog pristupa. Međutim, ukoliko je regulacija previše rigidna ili se uvodi prije praktične primjene tehnologije, može usporiti inovacije i povećati troškove, posebno za startup kompanije. Zbog toga smatramo da regulacija ne treba biti prepreka razvoju, nego okvir koji omogućava sigurno i odgovorno uvođenje novih tehnologija. Pored regulacije, još jedan ključni faktor razvoja predstavljaju također i investicije.
European regulation has an important role because it protects the citizens of the European Union and strengthens the trust in AI systems. This is one of the greatest advantages of the European approach. However, if regulation is too rigid or introduces innovation, and especially for the startup companies, but a framework for the safe and responsible introduction of the new technologies.
Idemo dalje. Bez odgovarajućih investicija teško je očekivati ozbiljan razvoj vještačke inteligencije u Europi. Europa ulaže zaista značajna sredstva u istraživanja, ali izazov predstavlja financiranje kompanija koje žele brzo rasti i postati globalno konkurentne. Zbog toga dio evropskih investicija svoj razvoj nastavlja izvan Europe. Ulaganje u umjetnu inteligenciju zato nije samo ekonomsko pitanje, već i pitanje buduće tehnološke konkurentnosti i strateške autonomije. Na osnovu svih nalaza mi smo pokušali definisati model koji bi mogao odgovoriti na te postojeće izazove.
Without adequate investment, there cannot be serious development of artificial intelligence. Europe invests significant resources in research, but the challenge appears when the companies need to grow quickly and become globally competitive. For this reason, some European innovations continue their development outside Europe. Investments in AI is therefore not only for the economic issue, but also a matter of technological competitiveness and strategic autonomy.
Thank you, Edin. Idemo dalje. Naše istraživanje pokazuje da rješenje nije u smanjenju regulacije. Rješenje treba da bude u njenoj adaptivnosti. To podrazumijeva regulatorna sandbox okruženja, to smo već spominjali, i pilot implementacije i postepeno uvođenje novih pravila. Na taj način moguće je istovremeno postići inovacije, moguće je ubrzati razvoj AI tehnologija i moguće je sačuvati evropske vrijednosti. Drugim riječima, cilj nije birati između regulacije i inovacija, već razviti model koji uspješno povezuje oba ta pristupa.
Our research shows that the solution is not to reduce regulation, but to make it more adaptive for everyone. This means more regulatory sandboxes, pilot implementations, and the gradual introduction of the rules. Such approach makes it possible to encourage innovation, accelerate the development of AI technologies, and preserve European values at the same time. The goal is not to choose between regulation and innovation, but to successfully connect them.
Ok, na kraju, evo, iznijet ćemo i zaključak. Želim izdvojiti 3 ključne poruke našeg istraživanja. Prvo, Europa raspolaže kvalitetnim istraživačkim kapacitetima, stručnjacima i znanjem potrebnim za razvoj vještačke inteligencije. Drugo, najveći izazovi nisu tehnološke prirode. Oni se odnose na regulatorni okvir, dostupnost investicija i brzinu prelaska od istraživanja do tržišne primjene. I treće, smatramo da Europa ne treba birati između regulacija i inovacija. Naprotiv, njen budući uspjeh zavisit će od sposobnosti da istovremeno razvija odgovorne AI sisteme i da istovremeno postiče inovacije. I idemo dalje.
In conclusion of this presentation, we would like to highlight 3 key messages. First, Europe has the knowledge, experts, and research capacities needed for the development of AI. Second, the main challenges are not technological, but regulatory investment related and institutional. Third, Europe has not need to choose between regulation and innovation. Its future success will depend on its ability to develop responsible AI systems while also encouraging faster innovation.
Hvala. Želim završiti sa 2 važne poruke. Prva poruka, budućnost vještačke inteligencije neće oblikovati samo bolji algoritmi, već i kvalitetnije upravljanje. I druga poruka, istinski izazov Europe nije birati između inovacija i regulacije, već naučiti kako ih uskladiti. Thank you for your attention.
At the end, we would like to point to 2 most important sentences. The future of artificial intelligence will not be shaped by only by better algorithms, but also the better governance. Europeans' challenge is not to choose between innovation and regulation, but to learn how to successfully align them. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Dear Prof. Dr. Mohammed Kosik presented his paper on shaping the future of artificial intelligence in Europe, especially focusing on governance, innovation, and digital trust. And dear Eden, thank you. Prof. Dr. Mohammed Kosik discussed the future of AI in Europe, highlighting the balance between innovation, regulation, and digital trust. Yes. Is there any question? Dear Desira or dear Flora, you have any question?
This is your field, Mustafa, so we wait a question from you. But
Okay.
all we know
Okay.
that in this moment, artificial intelligence is using everywhere and is very important and maybe the future of everything. But using maybe more than needed, maybe return into bad and not into a good thing. So the people are going to use it everywhere, but sometimes sometimes have to think that it's necessary to use artificial intelligence for that problem or for everything. I think so.
Yes, you're right. Sorry, I have a short question, dear Prof. Dr. Mohammed. How can Europe accelerate AI innovation? Just a few sentences, please. How can Europe accelerate AI innovation?
Pojačiti vezano za Europu.
Yes, please, a few sentences, please.
Okay, thank you. Po mom mišljenju, u odnosu na rezultate rada koje smo radili, ako mislimo kako pojačati inovacije vještačke inteligencije prvenstveno u Europi, trebamo da se ne držimo rigidno nekakvih pravila koje unaprijed definišu kako bi trebao da se ponaša određeni projekat vještačke inteligencije. Znači, ukoliko treba nešto pravno regulisati, to treba da dođe, da se razvija uporedo sa projektom ili da dođu naknadno nekakva pravna rješenja. Mi u Europi imamo problem da prvo postavimo određene standarde, a onda moramo AI projekte da uklapamo u te standarde.
To answer on this question, in our opinion, to accelerate the AI innovations in Europe is to less than standards and the normative forms. Because in Europe, you have laws by design itself, and that prevents rapid of the AI development. Because if you are following the ISO standards, if you are following the laws and normative regulations, you will see that there are rigid laws enforcement on AI technologies, and you cannot use them as well as in the United States or China or anywhere else in at the world itself, because when we are talking about AI and artificial intelligence, we are still learning something. And in Europe, it doesn't have the law enforcement right now. They are making regulations by AI itself. But they have regulations on the privacy, transparency. They have regulations on economics. They have on the financing. And those regulations are shaping the AI development itself.
Mhm. It seems we have lost the sound. Hello?
Yeah, can you switch on your mic? Your mic is not working.
Sorry, do you hear me?
Okay, can you repeat now? We can hear you very well.
Yes, I have a question about the competitiveness of Europe within this area of innovation, which is artificial intelligence. We know that actually Europe is made of more than 25 countries, and actually I would like to know, is actually this competitiveness level judged on individual country level? Because I suppose the countries have various performance in this area of innovation, or just it is an average level of competitiveness? Because I saw Europe is compared to USA, China, and other countries, taking Europe as a whole, or together as a continent. So it is not actually, it may not be different if countries are considered individually in this area of investigation. I thank you.
So far in European Union, we are looking countries like one. That's the reason why we in our research put Europe countries and compare them with United States and China. If we are look only in the United States, you can see the private investments, private projects, innovations, testing. They are testing AI more than European countries. China is more advanced than United States and Europe, because in Europe there are too many countries and they have different laws. They are encouraging one law so far for all countries in for the European Union. That's the reason why we have differences between the countries in European Union, and most of the universities, experts, and the research in this field are difficult to put under one roof, in one day, because they are developing for themselves, and they are representing European Union like one unity, one country, or on the field of economics or any kind of investments, they will represent the European Union before them.
Okay, thank you again. Your Flora? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
I'm here.
Okay. Microphone is on you. Go on, please. Okay, again, dear Prof. Dr. Muhammad and Edin. Okay. Laura, go on, please.
Yes, but I can't.
Your camera is
Sorry.
not ready. Yes.
Yes, I know.
I would like to invite dear Prof. Dr. Flora Merko from Alexander Mercer University from Albania. Sorry, I forgot your name.
Brother, I am in a position that can't upload something in the phone because I'm not in the computer and can't do. Sorry, maybe you know my situation. So where am I?
Okay.
So it's impossible for
Okay, you
me
can.
to down. I have prepared something
Okay.
for the circular economy,
Yeah.
but can't
Yeah.
can't upload. Maybe in the page I can. I don't. But
Okay.
I am
Okay.
happy again to be part of this conference as usually. Thank you for
Thank
thank you
you. Thank you,
for
dear Flora.
inviting me as a keynote speaker and to be with this panel with new professors is an honor for us. And for me to listen them, I listen them and we listen carefully until the end of the panel. And the fields of the study of them are very interesting. So if I had in other conditions, I had to present something for the circular economy that I had prepared, but in the moment I can't. You know that I am in hospital with my sister.
Okay, thank you, dear Flora.
I
Thank you
ask
for
you
collaboration.
so sorry for
We
this.
are very happy to see you. Thank you very much. Okay, now the finish time. Dear participants, we have come to the end of the Iconil 2026 spring presentations. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to sincerely thank our presenters and participants for their valuable contributions and papers. We appreciate your time, insights, and active participation. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you again at future as offline or maybe online Iconil events. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye
Bye
bye. Thank
bye.
you very much
Thank
too.
you
Bye.
for
Bye.
invitation. See you
Bye.
next time. Bye.
See you next time. See you. Bye.
My colleague that have prepared we have prepared a paper together has to present tomorrow from Albania,
Yeah.
of course, and
Yeah.
it's a very
Yeah.
nice, very interesting paper also. So
Yeah.
let's
Tomorrow's session
start
is
tomorrow
ready. Yeah.
to present. Yes.
Yeah. Presentation schedule is on Iconil website. You know.
Ariola will present
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Maybe next time.
bye bye.
See
Thank
you.
you very much.
Bye, sister. How are you? Bye.
Congratulations. Ciao.
Thank you. Bye.